of 12 starting right now.
And we are underway. The round of 12 in the Vienna Elite 16 women's event has just begun. And Australia, the number 9 seeds, are up against Brazil, the number 11 seeds. And both of these teams are off to a flying start with some fantastic defense. And it's Brazil that managed to find the floor first. And this is the first time that these two teams have gone head-to-head against each other. If that rally's anything to go by, we are in for a thriller. Get the popcorn out. It's a little bit early maybe for that, depending on where you are. Both the Brazilians doubling up on the line. Victoria Lopez could see where it's going. She was traveling that way. Thamela redirecting it back to the cross court. Two very different teams. Australia will deploy that on-2 option and they will run the plays quite wide. This is a new Brazilian team, so they're going to be sticking to a fairly standard, and by that I mean just tidy. They're not going to be pulling off anything too radical. They might pull off some radical defenses, but I mean in offense and pulling themselves around too much. As they progress, as they change, as they develop, well, we might see a very different team in a year's time. Thamela now stepping back into a serve blocker role, has to work harder than she has done, because she would always work hard, but that server blocker situation is pretty brutal. She's been in a split blocking role with Elise Meyer and with Talita over the last 2 partnerships that she's had. So potentially that's where they might go. A lot of teams start off with Victoria Lopez and then switch to Thamela. At the moment, though, Australia going hard at Thamela, and they get the big ace deep into that corner, and that's the tricky corner. There is a little bit of wind speed already. Teams are favouring the end that Australia are at. A little bit of a tailwind for Brazil, and also a side wind, tiny side wind too. Good take this time. And the press of Australia. You could see Enthe holding her ground, not giving anything away. Talikwa with a big block on the line. Thamela attempting to cut around, but that, you've got to say, is the position of the Australians in their defence, forcing the error early. But a shaky start for Brazil. Challenging serve yet again. Talikwa is really getting into that. Good touch. Beautiful. And Thamela leaving the net. Victoria Lopez not overly happy with the fact that Talikwa's got the touch. She knows that this is coming from Enthe to Talikwa, and Thamela step back into a defensive role immediately. No block up, easy swing. But Brazil have got to remember, it definitely is an end thing if you could just ignore that scoreboard. An interesting move from Thamela. She's forced into a short serve, and then she uses the momentum to go on the backside. Now, on the backside, you've got that wind sort of bring the ball away. You can see she was really on the hurry up to try and get that ball. It was a good swing, lots of energy, but not enough height by the time she contacted it to keep it in. And Brazil down 6-2, called the first time out.
Se quiser que eu pare de falar pouco também, para respirar, pode falar, ó, dá uma segurada aí. Side out. Passar bem. Vamos só se ligar para tipo. Lembra que ela confia no bloqueio. Se apertar não vai tesouro, porque ela tá ali. Você dá uma bomba em cima dela. Se a bola não estiver chegando também, me avisa, tá? Tá bom, tá. Fala, ó, tenta chegar mais um pouco pra mim.
Vambora. Vou passar bem.
Isso aí, bom saque dela também.
E vou vir pelo meio, tá? Eu vou ter mais...
Vai, bora.
Vambora.
Good chat from the Brazilians, looking at what they can change, what they need to concentrate on. Just hitting that reset button fast. Clancy has got dialed in on her serve. She gets it in, gives opportunity to make the defense. She's got the pull. This time Thamela goes in. Victoria hoovering up the middle. Victoria really trying to hit deep into the middle, but goes long. You can see the endeavour. It's a great rescue from Victoria. The pull back from Thamela didn't wasn't quite as adventurous as maybe Brazil needed to be, and now Australia galloping ahead, 7-2. Again, she's gone for the back set, and she's gone long again. Interesting, putting so much pressure on herself to run on the reverse set. Maybe the wind's going the other direction and she's moving more with the ball. But at the moment, she's not finding the floor on that move. Pressure applied by Taliqua. Oh, that's a great wipe off. Really nice work. Love that. Under a huge amount of pressure in a big hole, digging deep, set tight on the net. She's passed herself out of system, and that is very good. That's the kind of thing that Thamela needed. Victoria trying to break Taliqua's rhythm. They get Thamela's hands. This is a bit of a mismatch at the net. Thamela is 6 foot. Taliqua is 6 foot. But when you see them at the net up against each other, Taliqua's long arms, I'm sure we're going to have to get the tape measure out. I think that's something that Brisbane, the World Championships in Brisbane, should do. They should have a big height chart and remeasure all of the players, so that and also for the fans, they can see just how tall some of these players are or how small they are, which is also good to know. Brazil. 4 serving 9. Thamela under pressure from the service receive. Doesn't get the ball into play. Given that they are so far down, I can understand the ability to go hard after the serve. When you're trailing by this, you're looking for the aces to really wrestle your way back in. But you have to make points. And if the ball doesn't go in, there is no chance of that. Dig, running through the middle. Perfect position from Mfe. Good reactions. Mfe not able to get her wheels on. Taliqua taking that high, just taking it behind her shoulders. It doesn't you can see on the rebound here. She tries to react, but the leaning backwards there doesn't get the redirect forward. Brazil need a little run now. They need to make some defense. But it's too good a swing from Taliqua. Going deep into the bottom corner. Victoria Lopez standing there looking to take it on. But Taliqua looks like she is on a mission this morning. Tough to stop at the moment. Potentially they look to switch it to Mfe. That's a great swing from Thamela. That's exactly what she needed to get her rhythm back in. Like in the middle set, she's asking it for the middle so she can explode onto the ball. Definitely likes that longer approach when she can get it. Mula. Nothing much to worry the top referee at the moment. When it gets close, that's when it starts getting interesting. And that's a good serve. Great position from Victoria. Good hustle. Victoria hoovering up the mesmerizer pokey. Wonderful touch. Thamela now. Opportunity. And she gets the hands of Taliqua. Taliqua actually in the net as well. That was what Brazil needed. And this is where Australia this is the kind of rally that Australia will want to avoid against Brazil. They love that hustle. They love the extended rallies. This is what they kind of live for in their Brazilian beach volleyball. And as much conditioning as you can do, the Brazilians definitely have got that really dialed in. 7 serving 11. This is crucial. It's good to make Australia play. Great block work from Thamela. Good hustle. No question asked. And that, I love that. I'm calling that the trees cannon for now until we've got a better name. She pulled that off in Stad. That looking for the second ball. Brazil, in this instance, knowing it's going to come, start almost backing off, and then Thamela realizing it's going over. Too late, doesn't get the touch. Happens when you play against someone like Teliqua Demfe, like Therese Cannon and Megan Kraft, where they are optioning that second ball more often. To Teliqua making some great pulls, as is Thamela. Brazil, resistant, digging deep. Thamela now getting dialed into the Australian style of attack. Making some very good decisions, starting to really take a good hard look. And the second ball option from Demfe there. Very wide, impossible Teliqua. As much as Demfe was optimistic and trying to encourage a partner, which is absolutely what you want to do. You want to beg your partner when you've messed up and hope that you, by asking really, really nicely, that you inspire your partner to go and rescue the ball. But just sometimes there's just no point. But you've definitely got to turn those O's into goes, and Demfe definitely want to do that. So, into the technical timeout. Brazil, having been under a great deal of pressure right at the very start, calling an early timeout at 6-2. Now, coming out of the technical timeout, trailing just by 1. Definitely a game of runs, this one. I think what you're definitely noticing with this tournament, with the conditions being hot, teams, somebody picks up the baton. Oh no, sorry, not 10, 11, 9, 6. Dropping serve, they're going after Teliqua, and they get the big block. Nice movement from Thamela. Teliqua going hard and fast into that angle. What you are seeing is that one person will be put under pressure, i.e. Thamela right at the very beginning, and then that pressure cannot be sustained. Thamela's got herself out of the hole, and now somebody else is looking to be put into it. Teliqua with some nice defense. Good touch. Victoria going for that on two. Doesn't get it. Teliqua looking for the fast release on the trigger of the second ball. Goes wide, and now Brazil, the comeback is almost complete, 11-12.
É isso aí. Eu e você se escondendo sempre. Tá?
Essa ela achou que era 2 de
É
novo.
sempre 3 e sempre 2. Eu sempre vou estar no meio, no fundo, para algum lado.
Tá.
Tá? E você sempre tem que ficar no meio, na frente e no meio. Não escolhe um lado. Vou pegar mais uma. Eu acho que agora ela vai querer tirar pra cá.
Eu também acho.
Se ela passar bem. Vou tentar.
Eu vou esconder bem também, tá? Vou esconder.
Então, isso aí, fecha o corredor.
Isso.
Se ela der pro meio, eu vou pegar.
Isso.
Hear just how hard these players are breathing for that whole time out. Brazil coming back out 11, serving 12. They're keeping it on Teliqua. They're not liking Demfe's second ball option for Teliqua. This time Teliqua deep into the bottom corner. Nicely done. Well managed timeout from Australia, keeping that 2-point edge. I do love Australia's early timeouts. They definitely don't wait until the comeback is complete and they have overtaken them, and they have put the line in the sand. 13-11. Flipping it to Vitória now. Vitória comes in with a beautiful seam swing. Just checking the Brazilian right sider out. Lovely hand set, very contained pass, nicely done. Movement on the serve, Teliqua going into the back set. Thamela gets the touch. Oh, Vitória with that second ball again, straight to Demfe. This time, she keeps it her side and looks for the offense on the attack. Oh, what a layout from Mfe. That was a really difficult ball to read from Vittoria. It looks like she was going line. She's trying to sell line. Every tell in Mfe's body was probably saying, don't move, don't move. And she got the touch. But what a fine cut shot from Vittoria. Comeback complete, 13 all. Oh, seam serve from Thamela. It was a you, me, no you, me. Late move from Mfe. And then not enough movement. More movement on the ball than the players. Again, through the middle this time, Mfe takes it. And that's why they have avoided serving the Australian defender. That control, the lift there on that slightly easier serve from Thamela meant that second ball release happened very, very quickly. Occasionally you get an error, like we saw going into the technical timeout, but not that often. Thamela under a deal of pressure. Taliqua pushing her deep into that corner. The set was off the net. Taliqua feeling like, yeah, I can do better off the net. Thamela going hard, the high head and tagging the baseline. Back to Taliqua, not fancying that second ball. Taliqua in rhythm from the pass. Mfe making a good deal of noise, as is her innate ability to be the best cheerleader for this team. 15 all. Big swing. Victoria liked that one. Thamela coming in really heavy under the arms of Taliqua. Thamela dialed in. Australia still looking to work the physicality of the Brazilian server blocker. Good touch. Wow. Taliqua's getting their hands on it. Brazil, did they release on two? Not this time. But the jumbo is perfect from Thamela. The retreating Taliqua with the giraffe ball, backpedaling, not able to get the break steps in. Mfe could see where it's going, but it was too good. Brazil now extending their lead to 2-2. Season pro, just wiping the sunglasses. Referee gets them underway as quickly as he can. A 12-7 lead has been thoroughly eradicated and now overtaken by Brazil, and now it's Australia on the hunt. They have got to chase hard back. They've got to find a break point deeper into the first set than they would have anticipated. Thinking now from Taliqua. Taliqua has been hitting these serves hard. She makes it up for a bit more of a middle serve. She does. Victoria goes on 2, and that is good block work from Taliqua. I think the net had more to do with it than maybe Taliqua did, but she was definitely in place and ready for that on-2 option. Serving that middle definitely felt like Thamela could release Vittoria Lopez, and she was tempted into that second ball hit. Time a little bit more straightforward for Thamela. Big block again. And Vittoria Lopez, with the error into the net, sees Australia take the lead yet again. And you've got to say, this end is definitely pulling a few favours for the teams. Just got to keep remembering that as you make those end switches. It's subtle, but it's definitely there. Brazil off the net a little. Oh, that's a very clever attack. Really nice. quite far off the net, has to wait for the ball to come in. Taliqua, she's making the decisions on the pull, but not getting her feet stable on contact. They're keeping it on the Australian blocker. Great vision. Just the communication with the Australians right now, making sure that they have all eyes on the sand. Where's the space? Give the right call. Keep listening. 19-18. And an ace! Big point from Mfe. And Mfe being kept out of this match. He has only had maybe 2 or 3 service receives. Steps up from the baseline and brings up 2 set points for Australia. This time, no indecision from Brazil. But the wipe off from Thamela. Australia trying to convince the referee that that was their point. But I do believe that Thamela got it on to Taliqua's hands and then it went out. That's the call from the referee. Here we go. Oh, that's a tricky one. It's either Taliqua's interfered with it or, yeah, that was a tricky one. That's one for the internet referees. And there we go. Australia have done it at the second time of asking. 21-19.
This shot just get it done for Team Australia.
It's a fantastic pushback from Australia. Under the pressure right at the very end from Brazil. Come from a deep position behind. Australia felt them and felt their presence, but Brazil, while they're taking that breath, the comeback was complete. Australia pushed ahead, and that is what we're seeing, these momentum swings. Once you do that hard running to catch back up, that's where the teams are going, right, let's go again. Australia focused. Seasoned pros know exactly what to do and when to do it. Always nice to get that first set under your belt. But against any Brazilian team, you know that they will be digging deep and thinking hard on their feet. As Brazil, the number 11 seeds, gets underway. Start of the second set. Good positional play from Vitória Lopes, but enough heat that she goes over pass to Taliqua with the throwdown. And first point, Australia. About to have a word, and then Taliqua's like, no, hit the net. Leave that one, partner. We've got better battles to have. Brazil, not lucky. 1-1. Pressure applied from Brazil. Standing hit, dug very comfortably by Vitória. Vitória, she overcooked it. Oh no, she hasn't. She's got the line. Woo, that was close. A lot more close than Brazil would have wanted it, given that they had a relative free ball. Just kissing the line as it lands. Brazil 2-1. This is a round of 12. These two teams didn't top the pool. Australia coming second, Brazil coming third in their pools. Set up this round of 12 matchup. Denise Austin here with you on court 2 as we go headlong into the second set. We missed the first set. Australia had it, they lost it, and then they whipped it away from Brazil at the very end, 21-19. It's a fantastic comeback from Brazil, but equally an even better comeback from Australia. Brazil are negating the second ball option from Mfe to Taliqua by keeping the pressure on Taliqua. And that is the second time in this second set already where they put pressure on Taliqua. And one, she had a standing hit. Two, she's had a big hit going quite wild. So the pressure on the service line, they know what they're doing. It's just whether they can keep doing it. Great dodgeball from Taliqua, love that. Coming high at you, you probably can't get in a good shape to play that dig anyway, so you might as well leave it, and of course, great leave going out. Lovely swing. Thamela bouncing up. Hits quite deep, quite heavy, has got a long approach. Good step close to finish. Can think on her feet with the shot play. 5 serving 3. Mfe takes over. She's pinged out to the pin and then goes with a lovely pokey cut shot. Mfe really determined to take over that middle serve, which is good. She's stepping up, helping a partner out. Good movement from Australia.
Go high, go high.
Easy play for Australia. And wonderful vision. And just the deftest of shots, as you saw. Vitória Lopes out of system at the net blocking, trying to retreat. Brazil with some scrappy play, giving the ball back to Australia. Australia tidying up. On the hurry up. Easy dig for Australia. Lovely turn and burn. Very simple. Taliqua, though, swinging into the pocket for Vitória Lopes to take an easy dig. Not too hot to handle. Transitioning more effectively. You can definitely see the wheels in motion. Thinking coming from the service line. Nice drop shot. Even though the space was offered to her, encouraging her to hit line, knowing quite full well that possibly the defender's going to be there, but just the tap down from Taliqua. She's got these lovely long arms, which means she gets these angles. You just can't see where the ball's going, and it's impossible to read. There's no trajectory. It's just a tap down. In a good groove with her passing, but that's a lovely move from Taliqua. Unfortunately, the overpass goes to Lopes. What a touch. Lopes hoovers it up, gets to go again. Goes through, strong through the seam. It's got to hurt if you're Mfe. You put a whole heap into that rally in defense. Might be a time to just flip it a little bit from Brazil. Haven't gone to the right sider for a while. Just had a good endeavour. That is a reprieve for Australia. It's all about reading the room after those extended rallies. Where do you want to go? Who's sucking the air hardest? Potentially exploiting just the reeling a little bit longer from the rally, and the reset button hasn't been pressed properly. Both teams making errors after that extended rally, potentially looking for the aces, which, you know what, you've got to go hard after it. It's just nice to see the ball go into the play and out as opposed to into that net. There's the on-2, difficult ball. Taliqua brings it back in, and there's the defense. But again, Lopez not effective on those on-ones and on-twos, but Mfe certainly is through the middle. She's not getting much of the offense, so she's capitalizing on the opportunity. It's a lovely set as well from Taliqua. Thamela making a relatively early peel gives Mfe an open net. Good call. I'm not sure if it's a big loud, maybe a four-up. Not sure if it is going out or not, but well left by Brazil nonetheless. Lovely contained pass. Big high swing, nice aggression. You can see Taliqua's arm punt. That's really stabbing back with the elbows, gets up. She's got more of a Kerry Walsh arm swing. Kerry Walsh never used to take her arms fully back. It would be more the elbows. You see on the replay here, you can see the arms don't go fully back, just the elbows do. Oh, no, it's close. A nice leave from Brazil. Lovely movement from Thamela. Oh, and that's a seriously good swing coming in transition. Brazil edge. 11-9 ahead. Nice freebie for Australia heading into the shade from Brazil, just up 11-10.
Realmente, o que mais está fazendo efeito ou é nos peitos ou é esse que está morrendo.
Nenhum forte tá.
Isso.
Aí você pode dar esse flutuando mais pro fundo, sem força, mas mirando no fundo. E eu faço isso pra frente. Mas o mais importante é a nossa virada, que a gente manteve.
É o que a gente tá fazendo, tá? Vamos se preocupar com o nosso, que na primeira oportunidade a gente pega.
Hey ladies, please. Thank you. Who's serving? Just a second. Just a second, sorry.
Brazil with a slight lead coming out of the technical timeout. Looking to take us to a third set, having lost the first set, 19-21. It's a very hard-fought comeback from Brazil. So we just wait for our second referee to get back to his position.
Point for Brazil. Now, step ready. Point for Australia. Okay, now point for Brazil. Yeah, now point for Australia. Point for Australia.
Just going through the footage, rewind, getting the scoreboard right. It should be 10-11. Yeah. Technology's wonderful until it isn't. It's great that we've got that good well, it's not an old-fashioned scoreboard, but we have got the scoreboard on the court that we can see ticking over. Not a manual one connected to the electronic scoreboard. As Brazil go up 2 points, 12-10. Serving a very good serve through the middle. And Thamela picks up an ace from Australia, 13-10. When they're getting it right, Brazil serving Taliqua is effective. Have got the odd few points here and there. Taliqua doing a good job of backing it up though, backing up the ace and making sure that she doesn't make the compound error. Nice high hands. Just punting it up and over the line. Mpe looking to push back for Australia. Dipping serve. Dois to call, probably means, certainly it means 2, which is the cross-court call. 1 meaning the line. Good break on the rhythm. That's a good touch from Thamela. Victoria Lopez has also read the hard driven swing, and she's there too. It's a difficult one for Thamela to pull out of. Almost impossible. That just takes time for Victoria Lopez to understand what can her partner do. It's a new partnership. There's going to be some teething issues. Taliqua again in the net. Brazil setting well. Catching Taliqua fishing. Those temptation sets of the blockers when they feel they can reach it, and in that little bit of an extra reach end up in the net. 15-12, Brazil edging closer to the end of the second set. A misfire from Australia takes them into their timeout, trailing 16-12. And this is quite unusual for Australia to leave it for a 4-point divide. Good pressure applied to Taliqua. Australia not looking to deliver a second ball option to Mpe. Although that potentially could be an option. Mpe definitely has the physicality to get those half twists on the right side. And also when she does that, she can then cut across her body. Brilliant. Australia organised out of the timeout, as you would expect, managing it impeccably. Now though, Mpe looking to find some pressure from the service line, whether they win this set or not. It's about finding some pressure and applying it back to Brazil, making them feel their presence yet again. Flipping it to Victoria, not a bad idea. Victoria's up and over, just beautiful. Although you've got to say that the service pressure and the location of the pass, Brazil were dragged out of system, and it might be a good idea to keep it going that way for a while. Beautiful take. Mpe having to do almost like a 180 to take that ball really high. It was dying, it wasn't going long. Awkward pass and well played from Australia. Australia getting a big chunk of line net bouncing up, but Thamela backs it up. A huge block from the Brazilian. Pressure applied, but Teliqua finding a very good answer. Time's running out for Australia. Good touch from Thamela. Lovely recycle, gives herself the opportunity to draw back, but Teliqua gets the touch, but Enfe can't hustle the second ball. Brazil keeping that 4-point lead. They sense the third set already. It feels like it's theirs in the bag. And I do not think they're going to capitulate. Wonderful cut. Nice. Tight on the net, forcing the block up. And that is that dart from Teliqua that just goes straight down. Now Brazil with 4 set points. Australia definitely been in this position before and made comebacks. Beautiful serve from Thamela. And the left-hand attack is dug and the option taken. And Brazil are taking us to a decider. 21-16. As a neutral fan, I absolutely love 3 sets. And my favourite games to call because they just had a brilliant dimension. Apply pressure in a way that is just so unique to the game.
Vicky, quer receber? Vamos receber.
Gespielt und uns unterhalten dürfen. Und diese Unterhaltung zieht sich auch hier in die Runde der 12. Es geht ja um nichts Geringeres als den Aufstieg ins Viertelfinale. Ein Team schafft es und ein Team muss hier an dieser Stelle das Trikot mal ausziehen und maximal auf der Tribüne dann am Centercourt Platz nehmen. Oder vielleicht am Sidecourt bleiben. Die A1 Sidecourts, zumindest die Schattenplätze, die locken natürlich die frühen Beachvolleyball-Vögel. Und ich glaube mich sogar an das ein oder andere Gesicht hier erinnern zu können. Gestern Kursalon, große Afterparty. Big Afterparty in der Etablissement Kursalon. And now, game back on here, set number 3 on court number 2. Who will advance, Team Australia or Team Brazil?
Let's get team, one here.
And the third set is underway. Australia, the number 9 seeds, up against Brazil, the number 11 seeds. The first set to Australia, 21-19. Brazil came back with a convincing 21-16 second set win. This could absolutely go either way. Challenging swing, but Teliqua in the net. You can see there, she's just whispering at her partner, yeah, they're right, they've got the call. And those long arms just coming through on the net after the follow through. Brazil up 2-0. Good take from Teliqua, has to work really hard to get down to the floor. Brazil doing a very good job of working Teliqua. They're taking her deep, and then in this instance they took her really short to the floor. Has to work hard with the deep squat. It's a good swing from Teliqua under a huge amount of duress through the service receive phase. This time Vittoria gets hold of it. Oh no, it's Thamela. My apologies. I thought Vittoria had taken the middle. Good poke from Thamela. makes no mistake, keeps her hands away from the net. Gets a big wipe off. Australia with the ball. 2 serving 3. First end switch. Both teams settled down, able to deliver difficult questions at both ends of the court. Pressure. Victoria has to run through hard. Thamela misfires. Great service pressure from Australia. You can see they've dismantled Thamela's pass. Has to wait for the ball to come back over her shoulder. Ball square, 3-3. Taliqua again. Very good with the service pressure. Waits patiently to get the ball and gets a brilliant line tag. Okay, sucked into taking it too early. 4 serving 3. I feel exhausted for them. The temperatures are rising here in Vienna. Good slow down from Taliqua. Mfe goes high at Thamela. She doesn't get the touch she's looking for. And Brazil give a freebie to Australia. And the tight set from Mfe, slightly narrow pass as well from Taliqua, put Australia under pressure from the free ball. And Brazil were very, very lucky. All squared for all. You've got to stay in the rally, and you've got to then apply pressure to a person that is struggling, and that out ball probably says to Brazil, I've got to go there. She couldn't get the touch. There's lack of concentration on the finish with the pokey, and that is the exploitation from Brazil. Do they go there again? They certainly do. This time Taliqua digging deep. Does it. That's nicely managed. The physicality right now is everything. It's just an emotional response to the body being put under duress, and it's about managing the mind, getting the oxygen in, getting the body moving. Beautifully done by Taliqua. Desperately trying to get her wheels on, leading in the right direction. That's always a good sign. It's a new team, new partnership, new way of playing offense. Can take a while to get dialed in. Now's the time to be starting leaning in the right directions. Australia calling for a lift on the first touch from Thamela. As she was pulling back, she had her hands high, and it just rolls off the fingers. Here, you can see it's an open hand, and it just goes up the fingers. And because it's not a hard-driven ball, it's definitely not allowed. So it's a good call from the referee. Australia have to be careful not to try and influence too much. He might have something to say. Good block. Thamela tries to cover herself, but the net not playing. And Australia up by 1. Taliqua digging deep. I am so impressed by the tenacity. We know she's got it in bucket loads, but it's you've got to bring it out.
The lead is back in the hands of Team Australia.
Oh, the service ace from Taliqua. What a time to have a word with yourself and serve up a fine storm. These conditions, aces are like magic to a team.
Ja, das sieht es, meine Freunde des Beachvolleyballs. Ihr werdet belohnt hier, alle Frühvögel, die hier bereits früh erschienen sind zur Tagwache 9:30 Uhr. Ein Zeitlauf Vienna 2024. Ich hoffe, ihr macht es genauso. Vielleicht die Abwechslung zwischen Kaffee, Wasser und Sonnencreme und das immer notwendige Chillen.
They're up 8-6. Taliqua Clancy has received virtually every single ball. She's been put under duress by Brazil, but she has found a fantastic response. 8 serving 6. Pinning Thamela back. Oh, and that's a great response from the Brazilian too. Catches the net, but it's really fast given that we are deep into the third set. Good speed, and Vitória Lopes accelerating the attack, taking it to the net with the set. This is battle of the minds right now. Mfe gets the ball, goes with the on-two, and Taliqua, just even though she's hit every single ball, doesn't go back with the wide set. It's such a classic delivery from Mfe. Taliqua not shying away from hitting that second ball, even though she's hit virtually every third ball. Lovely call from Vitória Lopes, enforcing it. Get the Doige out, and emphatic call needs a definite, deliberate response from Thamela. 8 serving 9. Young Brazilian challenging Mfe and gets that swerve ball. And Brazil's comeback now is complete. We are at 9-9. Good time to go through the middle, especially crossing Mfe's service receiver zone. Okay. Left, the right side are twitching. These are the moments, though, you need to back up that ace. Australia playing the ball. Both Thamela and Vitória, 24 years of age. They'll be looking for LA in their sights, 2028. Early days to say that this will definitely be the relationship beyond for a period of time. They'll see how they settle in, how they feel, how they find each other. Promising start. Having a main draw Elite 16 berth is always a good place to go and test your mettle, see how good you possibly could be together. So they'll want to go deep into this tournament. They'll want to play more matches. For the Australians, this is Paris preparation. They won't want to go out in the round of 12. Beautiful cut. Nice movement as well from Taliqua. I haven't seen her go on the backside with that short pass. This time just using after she's played it and coming up from the squat, just using that right side, leaning to the right energy to go on the back set. Australia up 11-10. And the set was a touch too far off the net from Lopes. You could see by the Australians making the peel once the set's gone up, but Taliqua not as effective at the net. Prefer to get off, and Thamela gives Australia a 2-point advantage, and that's a good serve from Mfe. Thamela misfires again. This time Lopes trying to get it into the net, swings it in with the platform. It's on the net. Taliqua holds her ground and forces the ball out with the block. 13-10. Place in the quarterfinals at stake for both of these teams. Can Brazil mount a comeback? Oh, it squeaked through the block of Taliqua. This is a huge point for Brazil. Good take from Taliqua under pressure. It's an early peel. An overpass from Thamela with the overhand dig. Sees Australia go into the end switch, 14-11 up. 3 match points to Australia.
Right, who wants to see some more action? Who's the supporting team?
That is going to be a good recovery required. whoever wins this match. And right now, Australia with 3 match points are in pole position. Teliqua putting pressure on Thamela. It's a good response. But Teliqua with the net slowing the ball down, gets to go again. And Australia have done it.
There it is. There it is.
It's a big win for the number 9 seed from Australia, taking down the number 11 seed from Brazil.
The ladies from down under, they advance
Teliqua
into
Clancy
the
under relentless pressure
big
from
appearance here on
Brazilian
Cycling
serve.
But we say thank you.
Had to really